Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're getting super practical. We're talking about setting up a home office on a budget. Specifically, how to make $5,000 cover everything you need to launch a business.
That's right. And it doesn't matter if you're in service retail or e-commerce.
We found a ton of great advice on this, so we'll try to cover it all.
Yeah, we really dug into some great sources for this one. It's impressive what you can achieve with a limited budget if you're strategic.
Right. So let's start with the foundation, the computer. Our source material calls it the heart of your home office.
It really is. But the type of computer you need depends on your business.
They go into a lot of detail about that. So for service businesses, they recommend a reliable laptop.
Yeah, with good battery life.
Makes sense. You might be meeting clients or working on the go.
You also want to think about ergonomics. You're going to be on this thing a lot, so comfort is key.
Totally. What about for retail businesses? Are desktops better for them?
I'd say so. They're less modal, generally, so they can benefit from a more powerful desktop. I guess they'd need something to run their point of sale, software, manage inventory, all that.
Exactly. Those tasks demand a bit more processing power.
So e-commerce is probably somewhere in between.
Right. A laptop's flexibility is great for e-commerce.
But you need a good screen for visuals
Uh,
and enough RAM to handle multitasking.
Exactly.
Now here's a money-saving tip from the source. Consider a refurbished business laptop.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You can get great deals on models like Dell Latitudes and Lenovo ThinkPads,
Yeah, those are workhorses built to last.
and so much cheaper than buying new.
Definitely something to consider, especially on a tight budget.
Okay, so we've got the hardware, but what about the software?
Ah, yes. Software is what brings it all to life.
And luckily, there are tons of amazing free and low-cost options available these days.
It's incredible how accessible starting a business has become.
I know, right? It's really inspiring.
It is. So our source breaks down the essential software you'll need based on your business.
Okay, but let's hear it.
So for service businesses, they emphasize project management.
Oh, yeah. You got to stay organized.
Tools like Trello or Asana can be lifesavers for that.
And they're free, too.
Right. Many of them have free plans.
Yeah.
Then there's time tracking, which is super important for service businesses.
So you can bill accurately.
Exactly. Toggle and rescue time are popular options.
And don't forget about invoicing.
Right. You can use something like Wave for that.
Super easy to use. And free.
It is. And then, of course, communication is key for any business, but especially for service businesses.
Got to stay connected with clients.
Exactly. So tools like Zoom and Slack are essential.
All right. What about retail businesses?
So for retail, point-of-sale systems are essential.
Like Square or Shopify POS?
Yep. And then inventory management software like Inflow.
Makes sense. And accounting software, too, I imagine.
Definitely. Something like Xero can be a lifesaver.
Okay, so e-commerce has its own unique set of software needs.
It does. The source mentions platforms like Shopify or WooCommerce.
Those are basically the foundation of your online store.
Exactly. Then you've got email marketing.
Got to stay in touch with customers.
A tool like MailChimp can help with that.
And SEO is crucial for e-commerce, too.
It is. You need people to be able to find your store online.
Tools like Yoast can help with that.
Yeah. And then there's image editing.
Got to have those high-quality product photos.
You can use tools like Canva or GIMP for that.
I love that you can get so much done with free software these days.
I know, it's amazing.
Our source also has some smart tips for saving even more money on software.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
They recommend opting for annual billing instead of monthly,
It usually gets you a discount.
and starting with free tiers before upgrading to paid plans.
Smart. You can try before you buy.
Exactly. And they even suggest exploring open source alternatives.
Oh, yeah. Those can be great for certain tasks.
Okay, so we've covered the computer and the software. What's next?
The lifeline of modern business. Internet speed.
Our source really stresses the importance of a fast, reliable connection.
And for good reason.
But I was curious about how that differs for different types of businesses.
Ah, yes. There are definitely some nuances there.
Let's break it down.
Okay, so for service businesses, upload speed is crucial.
Why is that?
Well, you're likely to be on video calls, sharing large files with clients.
Oh, right. You don't want any lag or interruptions.
Exactly. That could really damage your credibility.
Imagine being on a video call with a potential client and the connection keeps dropping.
Oof, not a good look.
So investing in sufficient upload speed is crucial for service businesses.
It's an investment in your professional image.
What about retail businesses?
So for retail, their internet connection needs to be rock solid.
Why is that?
Well, they're processing real-time inventory updates and point-of-sale transactions.
Ah, I see. So any downtime could really hurt their business.
Exactly. They might even need a static IP address.
A static IP address. What's that?
It's basically a permanent internet address that doesn't change.
I've never really thought about that before.
It can be useful for certain things,
Hmm.
like running your own point-of-sale server.
Oh, I see. So that gives you more control over your system.
Exactly. And could potentially save money on subscription services.
Makes sense. Okay, so what about e-commerce businesses? What are their internet needs?
For e-commerce, it's all about speed and unlimited data.
I figured as much.
You're managing an online store, uploading high-res photos, processing orders. It all eats up bandwidth.
Right. So no data caps are ideal.
Definitely. And a super fast connection will save you tons of time and frustration.
So basically, e-commerce businesses need the best internet they can get.
Pretty much.
Our source has some interesting advice when it comes to internet service.
Oh, like what?
They recommend comparing plans from different providers
Always a good idea.
and bundling services for potential discounts.
Oh, yeah. That can save you a lot of money.
And get this, they even suggest negotiating for better rates.
Really? I never thought of doing that.
Me neither. But it never hurts to ask.
You're right. You might be surprised by the deals you can snag.
So we've tackled the computer, the software, and the internet.
All the tech essentials.
Now let's move on to something a little less flashy, but equally important.
What's that?
Office supplies.
Ah, yes. The unsung heroes of the home office.
Our source stresses that even here, it's about being strategic.
Making every dollar count.
Exactly. And they break down their recommendations by business type.
Okay, let's hear it.
So for service businesses, they emphasize the importance of a comfortable chair.
Of course. You're going to be spending a lot of time sitting at your desk.
Yeah, I actually splurged on an ergonomic chair a while back.
Good for you.
It was one of the best investments I ever made.
I bet. It makes a huge difference in your comfort and productivity.
It really does. Now, the source also suggests investing in an external monitor for service businesses,
That's a good idea. Having a larger screen can boost productivity.
especially if you're working with multiple documents or applications.
Exactly.
What about retail businesses? What kind of office supplies do they need to prioritize?
So for retail, it's all about practical storage and organization.
Makes sense.
A filing cabinet is a must-have.
To keep track of all those receipts and invoices.
Exactly. And a label maker comes in handy too.
I bet you'll be labeling everything.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And depending on your point-of-sale system, you might also need a dedicated receipt printer.
Okay. What about e-commerce businesses? Packing supplies galore.
Yeah,
Oh.
got it. Packing tape boxes, labels, bubble wrap, you name it.
And a good camera or phone stand for taking product photos.
Oh yeah, those are essential for any online store.
I tried to DIY a photography backdrop once.
How did that go?
It was a disaster. It looked like a scene out of a low-budget horror film.
Oh no. Well, you can find affordable backdrops online.
Yeah, I think I'll stick to buying them from now on.
Probably a good idea.
So beyond the business-specific supplies, what about general office essentials that everyone needs?
Well, a good desk lamp is a must-have.
Especially if you're working late nights.
Exactly.
Mm.
And a surge protector is essential.
To protect your valuable electronics.
Right, and a USB hub is a lifesaver too.
Totally. You always need more USB ports.
It's true.
Mm.
And speaking of protecting your valuable assets, the source also stresses the importance of a backup hard drive.
Oh, yeah. That's one of those things you hope you never need. But if disaster strikes, you'll be so grateful you have it.
Absolutely. Digital safety is crucial.
So we've covered the computer, the software, the internet, and office supplies.
We're on a roll.
But our source has some bonus cost-saving tips that apply across the board.
Oh, really? Let's hear them.
These are great. They suggest repurposing furniture instead of buying new.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like, could your dining room table double as a desk for a while?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not only do you save money, but it's a more sustainable approach.
I love that.
Me too. It's about being resourceful.
You know, I actually used a bookshelf as my desk for the first year of my business.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't glamorous, but it got the job done.
That's the entrepreneurial spirit. Our source also recommends exploring the world of secondhand furniture and supplies.
Thrift stores, online marketplaces, you can find some amazing deals if you look hard enough.
And you never know what treasures you might uncover.
They even suggest checking out closing businesses.
Oh, wow. Now that's next-level bargain hunting.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
You've got to be lucky, though.
True. Another great tip is to focus on gradual upgrades.
Instead of trying to buy everything at once.
Yeah, start with the essentials and then reinvest as you grow.
Makes sense. It's more sustainable that way.
It's like building a solid foundation for your business, one piece at a time.
I like that analogy.
And speaking of building a foundation, let's talk about utilizing free tools before jumping into paid subscriptions.
Oh, yeah. There are so many incredible free software options out there.
It's like test driving a car before you buy it.
Makes sense. You want to make sure it's the right fit for your needs before you commit.
Exactly. And if you're feeling crafty, don't underestimate the power of DIY,
Oh, yeah. You can save a lot of money by making things yourself.
like filing systems, desk organizers, even
Yeah.
photography backdrops.
It's a great way to add a personal touch to your workspace, too.
Okay, so I think we've covered the general tips,
That was a lot of great advice.
but I'm really interested in the sector-specific advice our source provides.
Oh, yeah. Let's dive into that.
Let's start with service businesses. They seem to emphasize noise-canceling headphones.
Which makes perfect sense.
Mm.
Service businesses often involve a lot of client communication and focused work,
Right. You need to create a distraction-free environment.
especially if you're working from home.
You know, noise-canceling headphones are a game changer for me.
Really?
I live on a busy street, and they allow me to focus without feeling like I'm in the middle of a traffic jam.
That's awesome. They really do help create a sense of calm amidst the chaos.
They do. Another smart tip for service businesses is using a virtual business address service.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
It gives you a professional business address without the overhead of renting physical office space.
That's a great way to project a professional image without breaking the bank.
Okay, what about retail businesses? What sector-specific tips stood out to you?
So for retail, the source emphasizes the importance of dedicated inventory space.
That makes sense. Retail is all about having products on hand.
Exactly. So you need a system for storing and organizing everything efficiently,
It's like having your own mini warehouse.
pretty much. And along with good organization, investing in good lighting can make a world of difference.
Especially if you're taking photos or videos of your products.
Exactly. High-quality visuals are crucial for attracting customers.
Whether you're selling online or in a physical store.
Absolutely.
And finally, what about e-commerce? What gems did you uncover there?
The source recommends setting up a dedicated packing station.
A packing station. What's that?
It's basically a designated area for processing and shipping orders.
Oh, I love that idea. It sounds so official.
Like you have your own mini fulfillment center.
Right. It's all about creating an efficient workflow so you can get those orders out the door quickly and accurately.
Oh.
So we've explored a lot of ground here, from tech essentials to office supplies, from money-saving strategies to sector-specific advice.
I feel like I've learned so much.
Me too.
Yeah.
But what's really important is realizing that setting up a home office is a journey, not a destination.
I love that.
It's about starting somewhere, being adaptable, and continuously learning and improving as your business grows.
And as our source wisely points out, your home office should reflect your unique business needs and personality. It's your space to create and thrive in.
Speaking of which, our source focused heavily on the practicalities of setting up a home office on a tight budget.
Right. It was all about making the most of that $5,000.
But as your business grows, your needs might change drastically.
That's true.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I think it's important to think about the future.
The future of our home offices.
Exactly. What investments might you consider down the line as your business grows and evolves?
That's a great question. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day operations, but thinking long-term is essential for sustainable growth. It can be tough to predict what you'll need, but it's worth considering.
Maybe you'll find yourself needing a larger desk as your workload increases.
Or perhaps you'll realize you need more ergonomic equipment.
Right, like a standing desk or a better chair.
Those can make a big difference for your health and productivity.
And as your team grows, you might even consider renting a co-working space.
Or even a small office if you need more privacy and dedicated space.
It's all about adapting to the changing needs of your business.
And remember, your home office is a reflection of you and your brand. So don't be afraid to make it your own.
I love that idea. It should be a space that inspires you and reflects your personality.
Add some plants, hang up some artwork, surround yourself with things that bring you joy.
It can really boost your mood and make you more productive.
And don't forget to celebrate your successes along the way.
That's so important. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to acknowledge how far you've come.
So take some time to reflect on your achievements and give yourself credit for all your hard work.
I think that's a great note to end on.
It is. Remember, building a business is a journey, not a destination.
And your home office is just one part of that journey.
So make it a space that you love and that supports your growth.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into setting up a home office on a budget.
We hope you found it helpful and inspiring.
And remember, keep learning, keep adapting, and most importantly, have fun.
It's like planting a seed and watching it grow. You got to give it the right resources to thrive.
Totally. Maybe down the line you find you need more space, so you start looking at a co-working space.
Yeah. Or maybe you even rent a small office if you need more privacy.
It's about being flexible and adapting as your business grows.
Our source didn't really talk about this, but I think it's important to personalize your workspace too.
Oh, absolutely. It's more than just a place to work. It should reflect you and your business.
Exactly. Like
Ooh.
add some plants, hang some artwork, make it feel like you.
Those little touches can make a big difference.
They really can.
Yeah.
It's about creating a space you actually enjoy spending time in.
Right. A space that inspires you and reflects your brand's personality.
It should be an extension of yourself.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into setting up a home office on a budget, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay, I'm listening.
How do you envision your ideal workspace evolving as your business grows?
That's a good one to think about.
What would it look like? What kind of atmosphere would it have?
What tools and resources would you need to really take your business to the next level?
It's exciting to think about the possibilities.
It is.
And remember, building a business is tough, but it should also be rewarding.
Absolutely.
Your workspace should be a place where you feel energized, inspired, ready to tackle anything.
A place that makes you excited to get to work each day.
Exactly. So to all you entrepreneurs out there, good luck on your journey. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
And remember, keep learning, keep adapting, and most importantly, have fun.